All right, here we go. We're going to take some base 10 numbers and we're going to turn them into another base. So our first one here is we're going to do 2387, and that is base 10. And we are going to change that to base 5. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to make our table again. All right, so what I want to do is, let's see, I want 5 to the 0, 5 to the first, 5 squared, 5 cubed, 5 to the fourth, and 5 to the fifth. So I made a nice, pretty big table, and that way I can, make sure I have enough. So just like before, and see if you have this already, look how easy that is. I meant to mention that on the last video. Okay, this is 1, 5, 25, 125, 625, and 3125. Okay, all right, so we're going to make our table of powers of 5. We got that. The biggest number on this table is not larger than the given number 625. So how many 625s are in 287? Okay, so sorry about that. I had to look at a message. So basically, I'm going to look at this 2387, and I can only look at this row right here. Like this is the largest. Okay, that's it. So what I do is I'm going to do I'm going to do 2387. I'm going to divide it by 625 in my calculator, and I'm going to get 3 point something. Again, we're not doing decimals, we're just using the whole number, so we're just going to truncate that. So in this column there, I'll put a 3. I don't even need the top row because of this. All right, and then you're going to multiply these just like last time. Okay, so that would be 1875. All right, so remember last time I was doing the long division and then I was drawing the arrows. So if you didn't like that, this is another way you could do it. Okay, so now I take the 2387 and I'm going to subtract the 1875, and when I do that I get 512. Okay, so this would be like my remainder if I'm doing the division and the subtraction and all of that. Okay, so next, this number is 512. The largest number I can use here is 125, so I'm going to look at 512 divided by 125, and I will get 4 something. Okay, so I'm going to put a 4 here, and then I'm going to do 4 times 125, which is 500. Okay, so by the way, I am multiplying. All of these are going to get multiplied. Okay, then I'm going to take 500 and let's see, 512, and I'm going to subtract the 500, and I get 12. So now the largest number that I can deal with is this 5. So I'm going to put a 0 here because I cannot divide 12 by 25. So it's just a 0, and that means this is 0. All right, so now I'm going to divide 12 by 5, right? So 12 divided by 5, and you're going to get a 2. And then you're going to multiply that, and you'll get 10. And then you're going to have your 12 minus, what did I do? 12 minus 10, and you get 2. Okay, and then right here, this is going to be 2, because 2 divided by 1 is 2. And now multiply that out, and I get 2. All right, so again, the only reason why I'm showing you this is because you might like this organization better than the longhand division I was showing you the other day. That's simply all I'm doing. Okay, so then we add that together. So we have 1875 plus 500, 0 doesn't count, plus 10 plus 2, and we get 34022 base 5. And that is our answer. And I did go through that pretty slow. Okay, so let's do one that is faster. Okay, let's say that you had 12007, and that's in base 10, and we want to change that to base 20. And remember, that is Mayan. Okay, now we're just going to change it. We're not going to draw the pictures. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make our little table. And again, I'm not real sure how many digits I need, but or rows, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's just start with 5. So I have 20 to the 0, 20 to the 1, 20 squared, 20 cubed, 20 to the 4th, 20 to the 5th. And I think we actually, do we have, nope, we don't. We have those in our notes from the other day. So you could copy that list. Okay, I know that this is a 1. That's a positive 1. 20, 400, 8,000. The next one is 16,000. And this one here is 320, or I guess 30. Let's see, how many zeros did I write down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Did I get that? Yes, I did. I'm just double checking my zeros on my list that I had. Okay. So this is what the list would look like when you got that done. Okay. Good deal. And then we are going to take these numbers and we're going to put them in there, right? Okay. So we have this 12007, right? Does that make sense? Okay, I can't divide by this. That's too big. I can't divide by this. That is too big. All right. So we're going to have your 007, and we're going to divide it by 8,000. And you should get you should get 1 point something. So that 1 point something, okay, we're going to put that here. All right, then we're going to take 8 times 1. That will give me 8,000. And then we're going to do 12007 minus the 8,000. Okay. And we should get 4007. Now, we can divide 4007 by 400, but we can't divide by 8,000. So now 4007 divided by 400. So when we do that, we should get 10 point something. So I'm going to put a 10 here. And then 10 times 400, I know that that's 1,000. So 4007 minus 4,000, that gives me 7. Okay. And then I cannot divide by 20, so I'm going to put 0 here. I can't use that. This here will be 0 no matter what. And then I can do 7 divided by 1. I don't even really need to write this out, right? That's just, 7. So I have that there. Then, okay, this right here, you see all of this? Okay, that's your Mayan number. Okay, that's your Mayan number. So my Mayan number is going to be 1, 10, 0, 7, base 20. And I'm using the commas because I need the reader to understand that this is a 10 and not a 1, 1, 0, 0. This is a 10. So if I use commas in between my place values, then they would know what numbers to look at. They would know what numbers to draw using those Mayan symbols. So this is by base 20 number. Okay, so next video, we'll be starting in the little packet.